Hi guys! So I have tried to record this video multiple times and I don't know, I feel like I'm being like a super big perfectionist when it comes to this because I have the opportunity to, because these aren't going to go up for 2 months at least at this point. So yeah, and so basically I am pregnant. Today I am 4 weeks, 3 days. I've tried to record this for 4 times now, or in four days, because I've been trying to record this since Friday. Is now Monday. So like I said, this isn't gonna go up until probably closer to the end of November when I'm closer to 12 weeks. Just more or less, so it doesn't. If something happens, I don't want to post it. I don't want to jinx anything. And also, because we're not really telling anyone until closer to then. Anyways, well, no, I lied. Okay, so currently at this point, my mom knows, Matt's stepdad, his brother, and his brother's girlfriend. My coworkers know, and 2 friends know. And it was more or less because... well, family got told for obvious reasons. They knew really pretty much right away. I told my mom, like, I took the test last Tuesday, and I told my mom that night because I was seeing her and I wanted to tell her in person. And Matt's parents, we wanted to tell them in person as well. But also because we were spending the weekend away at a wedding, which nobody at the wedding knew. We didn't tell anyone because A, it's early, B, you don't want to steal someone's thunder. That's just not cool. So far, so good. No issues. Literally, I'm going to be doing these week to week. So I took the test early. Like, I'm actually only officially late today, like yesterday. But I took the test early. I did Clear Blue, and no, not sponsored, just my preference. I took the test with Clear Blue because they had like a rapid detection. It's not an EPT. It's just a higher sensitivity. Apparently, it's different. So also because the Clear Blue came with like 2 tests and one had the digital one, so I'm like, okay, well, if there's any questions with the one I take, I'm like, at least I can take the digital one and it'll clarify. Tuesday I woke up, took the test, fed the cats, came back up, and it was pretty much, like, I'm pretty sure, I feel like I saw it briefly, because I just wanted to make sure the control line was going to show up. So I feel like I kind of saw like that, like, because basically 1 line is negative and 2 lines is positive, and it doesn't matter how strong this line is, as long as it's there, you're pregnant. So I feel like I may have seen that, and just kind of didn't pay attention. I was just more or less focusing on the control line, and I had to go feed the cats. Fed the cats, came back up, and it was there, and I was like, oh, okay. I had some questions beforehand, like, that I was thinking but I wasn't 100% sure, and I was like, I'm just gonna take the test. So, like, if it's it might be too early. Like, this is the first day I can take it, so it may not be strong. I'm like, that the hormone may not be strong enough to even show yet. So I was like, whatever. So I wasn't really. But yeah, I kind of had a feeling it was gonna come out positive, but I wasn't entirely sure. And yeah, so then it was positive, and it was like 6:30 in the morning, because that's what time I wake up at. The cats are hungry. So Matt's still asleep, and he can't see. So, because he wear contacts, and he broke his glasses, so he hasn't actually gotten any new glasses, so he's basing his entire life on contacts. He needs to get glasses, just like probably more or less so they're on the nightstand. But so 6:30 in the morning, I woke him up, and I'm like, Matt, can you see? Holding the test in front of his like fast asleep face. He's like, no. So I go to turn on the light and he's like, no, now I really can't. I'm like, oh, okay, turn off the light. Okay, can you open your eyes? I'm like, I need to show you this. I'm like, so he wakes up. He's like, yeah, no, that was definitely there. I'm like, oh good, I'm not seeing shit. So one of my friends, I ended up messaging her like 15 minutes later. I was like, because we were just like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Matt's currently... So currently Matt and my mom are, like, they're excited. And they are very understanding that I am pregnant. But at the same time, they don't want to get their hopes up because it is so early on. And I haven't seen my doctor yet, which I'm going tomorrow, for record. His mom and I just kind of got really excited. So I can get excited with someone in the family at least. His brother was kind of like, what? His brother's girlfriend, she figured out a lot sooner than his brother because it was just like, oh my god, congrats! And his brother's like, what? Yeah, so he's like, I'm not financially stable to have a niece or a nephew. We're like, that's great because you're not having the kid. We are. Like, you be there for moral support. And then I jokingly showed him a few months ago. I was like, oh yeah, this would be totally you. Of like this guy dressed in a suit in the hospital. He's like, first impressions are important. He's like, yeah, that's me. That's brother in a nutshell. So I told my coworkers also because we are a very small office. There's like me and two others. I haven't told my other coworker yet at other offices, just again because it's super early, so I'll probably tell them closer when we hear the heartbeat. Which I don't know when that is. I think that'll be in a couple weeks. But certain people we're not telling until we hear the heartbeat, which would be family, like our grandparents. Like both my grandmothers are still around. Matt has two grandmothers and grandfather around. They would be great grandparents, so we don't want to tell them until we hear the heartbeat, so we can be like, hey, this is the thing. We haven't seen his dad yet, so we haven't told him yet, but that's going to be exciting and interesting in general. And his dad's fiance? I don't know. His significant other. We're going to say that. I don't really know their status, but it's irrelevant. But yeah, so we haven't told them. I joked with her a while ago when she said, like back in May when she was wishing me a happy Mother's Day because of the cats. And we were joking that, when we told him he wouldn't get it at first. And she's like, no, probably not because he's not expecting it to happen. That's his son. His mind, his son is like little kid. So I'm like, no, I completely understand that. My uncles are gonna be like, what? Like they're kind of already have issues that like I got married, so then now this is gonna be like, what? My Nana is gonna be 90 in March, so this will be interesting. So my due date is actually early June. Based on the pregnancy app I have, the Ovia pregnancy app, which a friend of mine suggested me getting. Based on that, I'm due June 8th. And yes, I can see her wanting me to be late because my Nana and Papa's anniversary was June 18th. So far I've not had really any symptoms that have caused any issues. My boobs have been kind of very tender and they were very sore, but they grew. I ended up going to get a maternity bra because they grew and they are bigger than I thought they would be. Like she measures you and she's like, well, you're not the same size as your bra. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's just how much. I thought I'd be just slightly more, and it's a little more than and it's like, it's basically, I have a very tiny rib cage, so any changes in my rib cage is noticeable. So she said, it's between rib cage and your boobs, both of them have grown, so I have a maternity bra, and it is so comfortable. I'm gonna get another one soon just because I got one in black and I might as well go get one in white because The bra I have is obviously not fit. It doesn't fit me properly. Last week I was eat all the food. This week I'm making sure I'm basically forcing myself to eat, just not because I have any food. I don't have any food aversions. I haven't been sick. I had indigestion all weekend, which was hell. And I think it's just because I was eating a lot of heavier foods, and I think my body just had a harder time digesting. I already have stomach problems, so I think it's just the consistency of starchy, heavy foods. It's just way too much on my stomach. But I'm back to normal eating, so yeah, I don't have any food aversions. Give me the option between something salty or something sweet. I'm gonna go for something salty right now. Or dairy. We were at a wedding this weekend, and Matt was like, "Oh, do you want me to go get you cake?" I'm like, "No." Which is weird because I have like a horrible sweet tooth. Like I can mow down like half a pack of Oreos in one sitting because I'm a pig. But now it's just like I'm really holding off on eating too many salty things because I could easily, I mean, I like pickles, don't get me wrong, I love pickles, but now it's just like, give me a jar of pickles and I will be happy. But I'm trying not to have too much of that just because I haven't been able to see my doctor yet. I do want to ask her to what degree is that okay, before there's any health concerns. She may just, I mean, to be honest, she may just say like, hey, you know, make sure you just drink an extra ton of water to make sure you're, you know, that's running through. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't like the smell of beer. That's where I kind of got tipped off by possibly being pregnant because last Friday, no, not last Friday, the Friday before. But the Friday before I took a test, we were at a friend's place and the guys were opening beers and I was just like, I'm gonna puke. I'm like literally holding my nose and my mouth so I didn't get sick on the table. It was just, I could smell it when they opened it. And one of the guys was sitting beside me. And we were playing poker and I was doing really good, so I wasn't ready to move. And also I couldn't really tell them like, hey, can I switch spots with someone? Because the smell of beer is making me want to vom. Because then they'd be like, oh, she's pregnant. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. I've been drinking a lot of dairy. Like, I one day got off the bus by my mom's place and I was walking down and I got an ice cream because soft serve life. So I got an ice cream and I ate 3/4 of it before I got to my mom's place. That's not short, and that's very quick. I mean, I know you guys are like, okay, I don't know how long that is. I shouldn't have been able to finish 3/4 of that ice cream before I got to my mom's place. Like, I walked in the door and Matt was already there, and they're like, wow, okay, you got ice cream. I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh crap, you're almost done. Like, yeah, I was hungry. Yeah, last week is like, feed me all the things, and now it's just like, I have to eat because I'm not just, it's not that I feel sick, it's just I'm not hungry. I don't know, I think it's just my body's still not used to eating normally and stuff like that. But yeah, sorry, super long. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna try and streamline videos going forward, and they won't be this long. I'm sorry, but yeah, 4 weeks, 3 days. It's gonna be an interesting journey.